The micro, small and medium enterprises play a big role in the Nigerian economy and economies around the globe. It is responsible for driving innovation and competition in many economic sectors. In Nigeria, small businesses are the drivers of economic growth and financial development, contributing over 50% of the total GDP. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, 55 to 68% of MSMEs are not adequately served by financial institutions, as barely 5% of SMEs have been able to get funding to meet their day-to-day obligation, much less expansion. But the federal government is changing the narrative as it has rolled out grants to MSMEs. 2,160 micro, small and medium business owners are seated, patiently waiting to benefit from the conditional grant by SMEDAN. Director General of SMEDAN Dikko Umaru notes that advancement in these micro, small and medium businesses is key to opening up new vistas for increased productivity among citizens.
The present initiative conditional grant scheme looks to promote activities of macro enterprises across the country in the area of capacity building, access to finance, that is the grant of 50,000 to each of the beneficiaries.
Governor Babagana Zulum on his part notes that the state has invested massively in entrepreneurship and vocational skills to train youth to be self-reliant.
It is a common knowledge that the insurgency period in Borno State has brought untold hardship to our people. Small business enterprises have suffered the most. Let me use this singular opportunity to express my profound appreciation to the Director General for honoring the government of Borno State in ensuring that the plug-up of this program for the entire nation takes place here in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State.
Beneficiaries appreciate the gesture and promise to use the fund judiciously for the purpose intended.
We are really appreciative of this opportunity, and Bismillah, we are going to use the fund judiciously.
With this grant, it is expected that micro, small and medium business owners will increase capacity of their business for self-sufficiency. The 12 years of Boko Haram insurgency has dealt a big blow to the northeast region. Borno is the worst hit, with destruction of livelihood and basic communities. About 60% of its health facilities were destroyed as a result, and about 1 million people lost access to healthcare services. It is not over yet, but already the multinational Joint Task Force is looking ahead and employing a non-kinetic approach to resettling the region. It is reaching out to the survivors of the insurgency with free medical services. Mongno Town, about 130 kilometers from the state capital, is housing 800,000 IDPs from 5 local government councils. This medical outreach by the MNJTF is made possible with support from the United Kingdom, United States, France, and the Lake Chad Basin Commission countries.
They are always behind us. When they see anything that will definitely cheat their community, they don't think twice to report to us. And because of that, we have to equally reach out to them to reciprocate. We can't be protecting them fiscally and then hell is ravaging the people.
This operation will allow each sector to benefit from nearly 8 million CFA of various pharmaceutical products.
Beneficiaries here are mostly women, children, and those with traumatic cases. She says, "I'm very much excited with this intervention. I've been given free drugs and some items that will greatly assist my mother." This one says, I fell from a truck in 2014 while trying to flee from Boko Haram and sustained various degrees of injuries. Since then, I've not been able to walk, but I'm now happy to have this wheelchair. I'm grateful to the Multinational Joint Task Force. The outreach featured distribution of antenatal kits to pregnant women, dispensing of drugs for diagnosed diseases such as malaria, diarrhea, ear and stomach pain. The Borno State House of Assembly is playing a critical role in the steady development going on in Borno. The House is saddled with responsibility to make, amend and repeal laws, including oversight functions of executive. Borno is one of the states that has remained in the news since 2009, when activities of Boko Haram insurgency in Nigeria became global concern. The operations of the terror group, no doubt, dealt a big blow to the economy and created one of the most serious humanitarian crises that the world has ever seen.
On Boko Haram and the Nigerian government's efforts to fight it, we go to our Washington studio.
Between 2011 and 2021, Boko Haram was responsible for thousands of deaths in Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic. Nigeria is the country most affected by the terrorist group's attacks. States in the northeast registered the highest number of deaths, but Borno by far the most affected. But the Borno story in the last 2 years has been taking a dramatic turn under the leadership of Professor Zulum. The governor came up with his 10-packed developmental agenda with massive investment in security, education, health, rehabilitation, reconstruction, and resettlement as his strategic approach to uplifting the standards of living of Borno people, especially the most vulnerable. Governor Zulum rekindled the hope of the people in the face of adversity with enormous support for the military, the civilian JTF, vigilante groups, and local hunters who have been playing critical roles in maintaining the relative peace being experienced in Borno State. Professor Zulum has been consolidating on the gains of the previous administration in the education sector, with mega schools built across the state, especially in the rural areas. He advanced the philosophy of education in Borno through creation of technical and vocational institutes across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The Vocational Institute in Muna is training about 1,500 youth in different skills. The health sector also bears the stamp of Governor Zulum's forward-thinking leadership. Apart from upgrade of the state specialist hospitals, more primary healthcare centers have been built across the state, especially for those in the suburbs. The government has built more than 50 primary health care facilities across the state from the scratch. He has been working tirelessly to see the closure of all IDP camps in the state and resettle the people in their ancestral homes. So far, about 5,000 households have been resettled in the new homes built by the government. With massive road construction and rehabilitation works going on across the state, Borno is repositioning itself as a pace setter and model for development in the northeast region. All these joint strides and economic prosperity may not have come to manifestation without a strategic collaboration between the state executive and the legislative arms of governments. This was clearly reflected in the 2021 budget passed by the State House of Assembly in 2020.
In the next 12 months, we hope to focus on consolidating on the gains of the current year despite some of the challenges we face and open new vistas of hope for improved security, better economic situation, visible and tangible dividends of democracy. This is also a budget of hope in a better future and increased impact of governance on our people. Government will inshallah do everything possible within our reach to ensure the resettlement of these communities in the year 2021. Therefore, under no any circumstances, this administration will be threatened by anybody. Borno State must be made to work for all of us, not just for some of us.
65% of the budget was earmarked for capital expenditure with priority on works, education, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement, as well as health.
There was no motive whatsoever to remove our hardworking governor who restored people's confidence in our governance and Borno State in general. We, the members of Borno State House of Assembly, passed a vote of confidence in the leadership style of Professor Engineer Babagana Umar Zulum.
The House of Assembly has continued to show unwavering support for the administration of Professor Babagana Zulum. The House has passed more than 20 executive bills which have received the governor's assent.
The primary responsibility of a legislative member is to establish a law. So, apart from that, establishing laws and oversight. So, apart from that, we do follow up from the executive to see if that project has been done within our local areas. The governor's door is always open. We can reach out to him at any time when the need arises, and his policies, he has a pragmatism policies. He used to be straightforward. If he's going to do it, he will tell you he is going to do it. If he's not going to do it, he will still tell you that it's not possible. So we appreciate His Excellency with his performance. He's a man of people, a man who has pity over his citizens.
Our relationship is very cordial. Like I said, every time if there is any program that has to do with the progress of the state, Borno State House of Assembly doesn't delay. We try as much as possible to see that we give our best for the governor to succeed.
The governor happened to be a person who counts Borno people much in his heart, more than even himself. You see him moving day and night to see that our people have a livelihood, even from the presence of the insurgency. The governor has never had one day to be on his own. He always be with his people. And any budget the government bring to the House of Assembly, we usually give expeditious passage because we know who the man is.
The Borno State House of Assembly, under the leadership of Right Honorable Abdul Karim Lawan, has continued to play a critical role in the development of Borno and touching the lives of residents through his legislative works and oversight functions. I had a chat with the Speaker, Borno State House of Assembly, Honorable Abdul Karim Lawan. He says strong synergy between the legislative arm of government and the executive is responsible for the successes recorded by the administration of Governor Babagana Zulum in the last 2 years. Take a listen. Welcome to Borno Restoration, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chapida.
So, sir, as the Speaker of Borno State House of Assembly,
yes,
what effort is the State Assembly doing to ensure that Borno becomes a great place?
Alhamdulillah, we thank to Almighty Allah for finding ourselves in this position as a Speaker and honorable members of the Borno State House of Assembly. Borno State House of Assembly is always a very cooperating House of Assembly with the executive arm of government, because we are always doing our best to ensure that people of Borno State has gotten a livelihood, because we are always assisting the executive governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, to achieve all his desired goal. We are working hand in hand with him so that Borno State will move forward. That is what we are doing.
Okay, and now, what bills have you passed in these 2 years of his administration to ensure that people in the state enjoy the dividends of democracy?
Yes, it's about 30 bills. We passed about 30 bills in these 2 years administration of the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum. That is, I can count some of the bills, but it's not all. Education Trust Fund Bill, we have already passed this bill into law. It's already existing in Borno State right now. Security Trust Fund, Public Requirement, College of Health Technology, then the Geographical Information System. There are so many bills that we passed in the last 2 years.
Okay, so in these bills that you've passed,
Yeah.
we'd like to know how many of them have been now working in it?
Yes, all the bills are working in Borno State right now. All the bills that we passed within these 2 years already taken position to work in Borno State.
So how has the State Assembly helped the people of Borno in terms of education, health, and other aspects?
Yes, we in the House of Assembly, we are always advising the state government to also provide education to the children, peoples and children of Borno State, because you know, Borno State, we are suffering in the hands of these insurgencies for the last 11 to 12 years. So our children are suffering from the hands of this Boko Haram. They are not getting better education. So that's why we are always advising the executive governor of Borno State, His Excellency Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, to give better education to the people of Borno State. So thank God the governor has acted to our advice, and also he is also an educationist, agriculturist. He knows the value of education. So he has constructed so many schools in Borno State, that is the mega school, primary school, secondary school. If you can see, if you go around the city of Maiduguri, you can see so many mega schools built by the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum. When you go to Abuja and Talakawa, you can see a mega school comprising of 30 classrooms, which was built during his 2 years term. And also, if you go to Moramti, that is along Maiduguri Kano Road, you can see mega school comprising of 60 classrooms, also constructed and completed right now on existence. If you go to Muna, you can see mega school for about 50 to 60 classrooms. So it is uncountable. This is the sums of the schools that he built within the state.
So, sir, we would like to know, within all these bills passed by the State Assembly,
yes,
is there any bill among these ones that interests you the most?
Yes, exactly. That is the Security Trust Fund Bill, which we passed last 1 year back. This bill is very important to the people of Borno State, because it will going to take care of our civilian JTF, the vigilante, not only the civilian JTF or vigilante, it will also going to assist by providing logistic support to the Nigerian military, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian civil defense, and all other paramilitary agencies. So I think this bill is very important to our people by providing them logistic support.
After the passage of the security bill,
yes,
how has it improved the security situation in the state?
Yes, exactly. After we passed this bill into law, you can see there are so many Hilux, blue Hilux, brand new Hilux car. You can see they're walking around inside the town. So that is the some of the logistics, that very important logistics that will our agency will provide to the civilian JTF and also the vigilantes, as well as the Nigerian military, and also the civil defense and the police. So this bill is now very good for our own people and also very good for our security in the state. So it's very important. The blood level and the security was improved.
Yes, it's been improved.
Yes, yes.
Okay. We would like to know the comparison between 2015 till date in terms of security.
That's a very good question. It is there is so huge difference between 2015 and now. If you can remember, I don't know during 2015 you are here in Maiduguri or no. In 2015 and 2014, somebody like Speaker or member House of Assembly or Senator or House of Representative cannot able to go around inside Maiduguri. You cannot able to go to any ceremony in Maiduguri because these guys are living inside the town at that time. When they see any big politician or any big businessman, they will going to shoot it. That is somewhere around 2013 to 2015. So Alhamdulillah, after the emergence of this administration of President Muhammad Buhari in 2015, Alhamdulillah, today we have better, because now you can go anywhere in Maiduguri, either in the night, in the daytime, or in the morning. So we have no problem in the state capital. Our problem is only the outside Maiduguri, that is the local government areas. But even the local government areas, some are, Alhamdulillah, we have gotten peace, but some are not. But inshallah, in the next 1 to 2 years, I'm sure the issue of Boko Haram will going to be over.
Now, as your capacity as the Speaker of Borno State House of Assembly, what support have you been giving to IDPs living in the state?
Yes, IDPs, we are always meeting with the governor pertaining the issue of IDPs. The governor is always very committed to the welfare of the IDPs in Borno State, as well as the House of Assembly itself. We have so many IDP camps in various local governments across the state. When you go to northern Borno, you can see thousands of IDPs in Monguno, thousands of IDPs in Gubio, thousands of IDPs in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, thousands of IDPs in Marte, Damboa, and others. We are always assisting His Excellency by providing more appropriate fund to take care of these IDP camps. I could remember there was a time when we go to Monguno together with the governor to distribute food items to the IDP camps and those in host community.
You've mentioned quite a lot of things you've achieved in these 2 years of his administration. So what plans are you having ahead?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, you can see there are so many schools built by this administration which are yet to take off. But inshallah, in the next 1 to 2 years, next 2 years, inshallah, you can see all this school has been taken off. All this hospital will be fully equipped within 1 to 2 years, next 2 years, so that they can also going to take off and our people will benefit in the education sector and the health sector.
Thank you very much for your time on Borno Restoration. Speaker, Borno State House of Assembly, Honorable Abdul Karim Lawan.